Good morning. So, we're gonna start the part two. Part two will explain how to open a folder, what are gonna be the prompts that will show up normally, as usual when you always open a file again. Um, then we will explain the folders and what they do, what's inside. It's not gonna be a very fast video, it's gonna be a very detailed video. Hopefully I'll explain it fast enough and well enough so you can know the basics of it. I'm going to show you a few websites that are helpful to learn how to do them because I'm not going to explain in every detail how everything works, but maybe in the future I'm going to do some explicit videos on how CSS works and HTML and C sharp, the basics, but that's not the purpose of this I'm going to do right now. So let's start. We're gonna have to find our project. From the first video, you probably just close the project and you're gonna need to find it. In the first project, I located it in the desktop section. So mine is called test project. I'm gonna click on it. You're gonna need to find the .sln file with the SLN extension because it's going to be the file that you're going to need to double click on to start the project. Now that the project is on, we're going to start the site, empty arrow. You can click on the right arrow, down arrow and look at the different selections. There's HTTP, HTTPS, LLS Express, and WSL. And there's a web browser. You can choose a web browser of your choice. I'm going to use Firefox and HTTPS. Click on Start. Each time you're going to start the project as usual, and this is going to be probably the last video I'm going to talk to you about it. There's going to be this pop-up that will be pretty typical. You're just going to have to click Don't Ask Me Again and say yes and yes again. It's going to pop up each time you close your project, but as long as you run your project, it's not going to ask you again. You can do it like this. So now we have our project opened up on the web browser, and we have our code right over here. You're going to want to click on the views section if you don't have your solution open. If you don't have your solution on the right side, you're going to have to click on view and solution explorer. You can also click Control Alt L. It's going to open. So I'm going to explain each folders, how they work. I'm not going to do every folder because it's not that important inside of this tutorial. But I'm going to explain the important ones. We're going to open the www root. In this folder, we have the JavaScript, the GS. That's something that we might touch in the future, but not in this video. And we have the CSS folder that we're going to open. And we're going to double click on the site CSS. We're just gonna close this. As you can see, we have our HTML media. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff. If you want to see things in more of a direct way, because I'm not going to explain everything to you, how every code works in this tutorial, but I am going to show you some basics. But if you want to have something like really detailed, you can always write W3 school. School. And this website has a lot of great tutorials on how to write specific codes. Like ours, our multiple part series are gonna be on the topic of HTML, CSS, and C sharp, and some JavaScript. So in CSS, if you want to deep dive inside of it, you can just go on this website. It's gonna be down below in the description. But we're not gonna do it right now. So you need to understand that the CSS file will maybe be different from mine, maybe not. maybe just this part. I changed it a bit earlier, but it's not that important. You're gonna have the HTML in two HTML files. There's gonna be one with the minimal max width or the maximum max width. That is the width of your screen, and that will give a restraint on if something is past a certain point or below a certain point of the width, it's gonna change some properties. Like ours is like maximum mass and max width. I think if we change and this is the font size in the HTML sections, we're gonna change the font size. The font size is the size of the letters to 14 pixels. I think if we do 30, it's probably gonna change. Yeah. So since it's not at since it's past the max width, it's gonna change to 30. Let's say if we say, I think yours should be at 768 min width. It should have changed. Oh no, yeah. So it's past 768 pixels. You'll just write 14px and then it's back. If you ever want to find your website to know which size your current like window is, the current window on your screen, if it's like a certain width or height, you're just gonna have to type browser window scale size. Yeah, size. How big is my browser? And we just have to change it. So now you see it's at 919 of height and 1920 of width. And when you change it back, it's gonna switch. It's gonna tell you it's gonna tell you the accurate size. So let's just put it back. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put this link down in the description below, so don't worry. So now let's get back to it. We're just gonna exit the site CSS. So just remember the CSS is the file that will determine how your website looks. Everything that's like really like details and stuff. But that's gonna be like in later videos when we're gonna be finished with the website. We're gonna change some stuff. Next, we're gonna open the views. Here in views, we have. We're just gonna close this. We have index and privacy. So I think no, I think we're gonna start with layout. Yeah, layout. Let's double click layout to keep it on here. We're just gonna look at this. We're gonna make it bit bigger. Okay. So our layout is something that your program is gonna make as is gonna take as a reference to lay out each page. It's pretty important because it's gonna save you time and a lot of code, line code that you don't really wanna write. There's also partial views that will help you better manage your code. That's what we're gonna look at in the next videos. First, your code will have a doc type HTML, the language, the HTML language, and all of that you can look at on the W3 school website. It's pretty detailed and real nice to do. Some stuff, whatever. There's the title. So as you can see, there's a view data box. We're gonna explain it to you in the next the likes and the lessons, but in short, um, as you can see on top of my browser bar, there's a section called homepage. That's the place where we're at right now, and test. Uh, the view data will enable you to change the what's written on top. So let's just say home. That should be good. Let's save. Click on hot reload. There's a little fireball on top, and now it should be changed. So it's a little details that will help your customers know where they are. Not that much people do it and look at it. And next we have links. Those links are some things that that will tell your project where to go and how what things is gonna take, because there's in these kinds of programs there's a lot of libraries that help you that have like pre-program stuff in it that will help you like do things faster and not have to hard code everything. Like Bootstrap. Bootstrap is an incredible website that has some great things to create websites. Let's just open it real quick. Bootstrap. Yeah, Bootstrap. I think with this project, it's probably with the way we did it, it's probably gonna be already implemented in our project. But if you ever wanna like implement it yourself, you're gonna have to go into your layout, um, write the right line over here with the Bootstrap link, and align at the bottom with the other Bootstrap link. Those lines are going to be given to you if you go on the website and you scroll down a bit. It's going to be given to you right over here. You just have to copy paste it and and um, and paste it inside of your code in your layout code. It's pretty useful because it has a lot of um, things that most people like ease of life things like button tags. The button tags will be some quick classes like button type, button online secondary, outline secondary, success, danger. And it'll have like cool fonts that you won't have to program in the CSS to make it look green, blue, whatever. There's a lot of stuff. It's really great. So we won't go in details on this. I'm probably gonna give you the things to write specifically to make your code look better. But if you want to look on your own, you can. I'm gonna link the Bootstrap website down below. So let's exit this. Okay. In a standard HTML file, we're gonna have the head over here. The head will be the links to everything. Like I said, the links to everything that your code will be pulling out of your different sections in Visual Studio Code in Visual Studio 2022. Like here we still have the site site CSS like we talked about earlier. If we do Control Alt L, we open this and it's gonna take as a reference this code and apply it on the layout. We have another one here that we're not going to talk about. So this will you won't have to write on each page all of these codes because it's going to be in the layout, and that's why it's useful. You're gonna have to copy paste it every time. Next we have the body. The body is this whole section over here. Okay. It's pretty important that you type the body. If it doesn't work, it's and you forgot the body, it's probably this. The problem is that you didn't officially declare that there's a body. In the body, there's headers. the header is this section over here, the top bar. There's the rest over here. There's this section right over here, and then there's the footer, and that's the bottom of your page. The footer, the header, and they're the footer, the header, the header, the body, and the footer. Well, it's not called the body, but let's just say it's a body, and it's like a human sections. You can think in that way. And then in the header, there's a navigation bar. This we're not really gonna touch. We don't have to. It's already written for us. But it's the bar where we're gonna navigate to different pages. There's you have your privacy and your home already ready for you in the standard creation of your project. Right over here we have our navigation items, and these are the two over here. We also have our test project that's over here. The nav brand, that's like the title of your website. The navigation items are going to be the little sections of your website. It's going to have the controller, the aspect action, the ASP action, and the title. If you want to change the title, you can just write whatever, and Control S, hot reload, and you'll see it's going to change. Next, we're going to have our body, render bodies. So render body is something real quick to link to our different pages that we will manually program, and is going to render the body section of each page, like privacy, welcome. These are different parts, but it's going to be called by render body. Then we have our footer with our test project, privacy, whatever. It's going to be right over here. And each links are going to be called back at the end. So that's our. So now we're going to close the layout. We're going to open our Solution Explorer. If it's still closed, you can just click View, then a Solution Explorer. Let's unfold this and this. We're going to go in our home. See in this file, there's the link page. Like we said in the layout, there's something already written in the start of it. We don't have to write it again. We just have to write view data title home page, and it's gonna be written over here. The section right before our home page. If we change it for fun, let's just write it something. Control S to save. Click the fireball. Something home. Just little details on how to customize. So we have our div. Div is a section, a name of our class. Let's just say something again. Something is your div will have something appropriate to it. Well, something appropriate to it. So it's gonna be called something, and something you will be able to give it like properties. Now that you have like a specific name for it, you can give it an ID that we will look at some another time, and this will have like some pre-program actions, like if you delete this property and just click hot reload, it should remove the center text properties from it. If you really want to change it, like we're gonna name the class something. We're gonna go into our CSS file, and we're gonna we're gonna give it a specific property. To name call out a specific name of a class, you can need to do dot then the name. I just write, let's say, background color equals I think it's equals on this. No, it's double blue, and dot and uh, this little sign that I don't remember how to write. And this will customize the div section that we named something. If you want to do some padding, let's just say 15 px, you'll see that there's little paddings all over it. If you want to say margin, you can also do some, oh, I'll just do this 30 px, and now there's a little bit more. There's like an invisible 30 pixel margin all over it. The padding is inside of your div. The margin is outside of your div. If you really want to see it, you can go on your browser, press F12 on your keyboard, or go inside of your options and click more tools. I don't know how it is on the other browsers, but it should be that way. And then web developer tools. You just need to find web developer tools. On most browsers, you could just click F12 on your keyboard. So as we can see in the inspector, that is like the same thing that we have on our Visual Studio, but it's directly inside of your browser. It's gonna inspect everything. As we go down, we can look at the div. We have our header, our footer. That is um, in blue, as I explained to you in the layout sections. You can click on the arrow next to the container, then main. So as we can see in our something, we have our, oh, well, we have our margin over here that we created ourselves with the 30 pixels. We have our padding, that is 15. And we have, I don't know where we can look at it specifically, but we have our CSS file that makes the background blue. And this is like a really important tool, the F12 key on the browser, just to help yourself like look at like better what happens in your in your actual page. Like, so that is few things you can do on yourself, and the possibilities are endless on how you can customize it. Let's just go back and go to CSS and delete it. That's good. The CSS will reload on its own, and that's normal. And then we're gonna close this. We don't need this anymore. Then we have like, these are like the both that I showed you are gonna be the visual aspects. There's a little bit more to it. We're gonna look it up as we go on in the videos when we actually start the project. We're gonna do this at our pace and together, but you're gonna have to do some efforts on your parts. Then we have so this doesn't matter. Models we're gonna use, but not right now. I'm gonna explain what models are when we're gonna create new classes, new controllers. But for now, we're gonna leave it be. So here we have our home controller. The home controller, as you can see, we're going to spend a lot of times with models and controllers. The home controller is something that will it's just like a stepping stone to get from the views to the models. The models will um, you will have, let's just do an example of model. Let's just go in our Solution Explorer, right click on models, do add, then we do a class. We're gonna create the let's just do an example, um, person, yeah, or client. Let's just go client. We're gonna take the class and create add. This is gonna go in our model, and we're gonna create, and this thing is gonna create a model for our client thing. So the client class will have what? If we think about a general database, if you never think about it, the database is a bunch of lines that will, well, let's just do an example. Let's just create a new folder. The the databases normally have specific attributes for each items or subject that they have, and to tell them apart from each other. So in most of them, they have an ID. ID will be one for the first part. Then they have, for our clients, they're going to have a name. So we'll just say first name. In the typical databases, you will always have the first letter of your attributes will always start with a won't be starting with a capital letter. It's always going to be, if it's an attribute that has multiple words in it, it's going to have always going to be the second word. It's going to have a capital letter on the in it. Going to be equals. For a word, you're gonna do the double quotes and write the name. I'm gonna call my name Samuel, and then the last name. Like I said, we want last name, and then we will write something as the family name. Then we will write what does our client have? They have an ID. ID is the number of the client when they got created. They have a first name, they have a last name, they have what? They have their age. Age will be a number. The attributes of those things and how do you write them, you can go on the W3 School website that will show you how what the attributes have. So let's go together to real quick to show you how it works. Let's go C#. The variables, yeah, that's what we want. So names is a string. The string values, well, let's just show you in a better way. I'm gonna pull up a file that has all the attributes and show you how it works. First, we're gonna create it together. Let's just do it on the side. In the C# language, we have variables that all have specific ways to write them. We're gonna not learn all of them, but we're gonna learn the basics. Strings. strings are written in between double quotes. You can write Samuel and then whatever you want. Samuel something. Then you have chars. Chars are letters, so single letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They're written in single quotes. Inside of single quotes, there's ints. Ints are integers. Integers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. There's no 10 because 10 is two integers. So it's 1 to 2. This 0 to 9. So these are not inside of quotes. They're just as they are. There's doubles. Doubles are integers, but just with a fractional part of inside of it, like 0.23. Then there's bools. Bool is a true or false. So is the sky blue? False. Well, the sky is not blue. The sky is just blue because it's a reflection of the water. Anyway, so the sky is blue. Oh, no. Then there's bool. Bool is a true or false. Am I alive? True. Am I dead? False. So that's a bool. And that should be pretty much it for us. If you want to go in details, you can see the variables on W3 School. So let's just go back here. So we have our string, an age. Age is what? An int. Integer, so let's just say I'm something years old. Let's just say this. I'm not really that age, but for context. The date in which they signed up. We'll just say sign up. That's gonna be special. We're gonna explain to you later, but it's like a new date, date time. I think it's something like this, and then you write the date that you want, and that's its own thing. And then you can write a time, and that should be pretty much it. And maybe an email. Yeah, maybe an email. Let's just say email. And then you're gonna have your email. So these are how databases are. Then in the database, you're gonna have multiple lines of them, multiple lines, an infinite number of lines, really. So that's how it works, and those lines are gonna be determined inside of the class attribute in the model sections, because the model are gonna be how the class works. So let's just say int. We'll write public and private at first. We're gonna write public because we want our whole project to see this attribute. Public. Then we're gonna call the variable type int because it's a number. An ID is an integer. I take back what I said. Integers are not single numbers. They're just full numbers. There's no fractions inside of it. Let's just say 1 int. No, we're not gonna write it here. We're gonna write public int, the type variable, then ID. Then we're just gonna write get set. Then we skip a line with enter, and we write public string first name, then get set, public public string last name get set. We're just gonna copy it. We're gonna write it email get set again. Then we have age. Start with a capital letter on the single word attribute, attributes. Age is gonna be an int because it's a number. And then last one we're gonna call it sign up, and we're gonna date time. Yes, so now we have it. Each of them we can have, we're going to do it now, but each of them can have restrictions. For now, we're not going to show all the restrictions, but we're going to show the basic ones. Inside of each client's name, I think some people are not called names with just 2 letters, and the names won't be as long as 50 characters, not in our American society. So let's just do I don't know how those are called, but you can find it on your keyboard. It's probably next to the minus and plus symbol on the English keyboard. We're going to type those. Then we'll say string length. Then we parentheses. Then we can see some the examples of the attributes and how it works. The string length attribute needs a maximum length, then properties, and properties. So we're gonna write a maximum value. What will it be? Let's just say 25 letters for a name. No, that's a bit generous. Just say 15. And then we'll do a next attribute, and it's gonna be minimum length. We'll do 5. Let's just 3. 2. Yeah, 2. 2 is gonna be good. Those are gonna be our requirements for later to write the first name, last name, and whatever. Let's just copy it for the next one. So these, as soon as it's on top, it's gonna be related to this one. This is gonna be related to that one. We're also gonna do it for the email. Email, we're just gonna write something else. We're gonna write data type again, dot email address. So we can make sure that it's related to email address. We're gonna do it for the age. Let's just say range. Say range. On this website, I don't think we're gonna. Let's just say we have an adult. We have to be an adult to be on the website. We're just gonna write a range gap for the people. Let's just say 18 to 80 years old. That should be good. Then the last one, we're gonna do a data type again. Data type, parentheses, data type, and then the what is it again? Date time, yeah. Date and time, yeah. If you want date and time to have the date and the time, you can date time, or you can write date time or just date if you just want to date. We'll do date time. So that makes our class. Okay, so now that the controller, the model is done, we're not going to be doing much else because the next parts are gonna have to make we're gonna have to make a database. We're gonna have to like link the database to the SQL server. This sounds like pretty much like a whole lot of nothing to you, but it's gonna be clearer next time in the next parts. Um, but let's just finish with like some small um, some small like detail stuff on how the rest of the thing's gonna work and how controllers work. So this is the end of the model class. I'm not gonna explain to you how everything works yet, but I'm just gonna explain to you how the controllers work in general. We're not gonna have all the components inside of the Solution Explorer, but I'm just gonna give you a rough idea of how it works, and then we're gonna do it in the next parts. So the clients are gonna be the base templates on how each model works. The model are going to be the things that are going to be like the mold of each things that are going to be in the databases. The databases are going to be I have clients, sponsors, employees, locations, groups, and the models are gonna be the ones that are gonna be like the model the are gonna be the molds of everything inside of the databases. The controllers are gonna be the ones that are gonna pull out the information from the database. The database is gonna be stored in the SQL server that we're gonna be doing probably in the next or the one after the next video, the one after. And the controllers are going to be the ones that are going to be distributing all the information to each of the views. That's a lot of things to remember, but it's going to be pretty much it's going to be easier for you to understand in when you're going to be doing it. So that's going to be probably it for the video. I don't think we need to learn much more on how the program will work, but you're gonna learn more in the future, and it's gonna be way more fun than those boring stuff. I think. I hope so. Uh, I I hope you're gonna watch the next video. I'm very happy that you listened to it. If you liked it, please drop a comment, like, subscribe, and look out for the next video that will probably gonna be posted in on next week. Thank you.